Now, understandably, the survivors of the mass shooting are still coping with this traumatic experience.
And today, one of them shared his story with 10 on Your Side's Maria Bray.
Myles Whitaker says a lot of people don't know he is a survivor. He can count on one hand how many times he shared his experience, and he remembers every horrible detail. Some of the stuff may be hard to hear.
I don't know, probably like a week or two after, that's when I kind of like realized like wow, like a lot of people didn't make it out that room.
For Myles Whitaker, it's hard to grasp his near-death experience.
He comes in the room, doesn't say anything, he just starts shooting. The first two shots sounded like fireworks, so it didn't really register to me that they were gunshots, but once I saw the smoke and like, it all just kind of hit me, like I just went into like survival mode basically.
The Norfolk State University student had only worked at the store a month.
I got to work or like at 10 o'clock. The shift is from 10 to 7. So I got to work. So right when we get to work, we have a break meeting.
He says around 15 people were in that meeting. They were the overnight stalking crew. A manager was talking, then the gunman walked in.
He was just like shooting in all different directions. And so yeah, I like grabbed the chair, I went under the table and like shielded myself kind of like on the floor while he was still shooting. And like people were getting hit.
Once the shooter left the room, Whitaker ran out from a different door.
To get out that room, literally had to like step over people's bodies. It was very graphic, blood everywhere.
6 people didn't make it home from their shift. Kelly Pyle, Lorenzo Gamble, Randy Blevins, Tynika Johnson, Fernando Chavez Barron, and Brian Pendleton.
When I went to Brian's funeral, I was like, this could have been my funeral, you know? That's when I realized I was a survivor.
Coming up at 5, Whitaker shares his last moment with Pendleton and how he uses music to cope with his experience. In Chesapeake, I'm Maria Bray, 10 on Your Side.
And while there were 6 people who would not be home for Thanksgiving, there were many others who survived and are still dealing with the trauma of that Tuesday night. Walmart employee Myles Whitaker talked to 10 on Your Side about how he's recovering a year later. Our Maria Bray continues our team coverage.
Whitaker says after the shooting, he learned that one of his colleagues who died was a distant relative by marriage. That colleague is Brian Pendleton. Whitaker says it wasn't until Brian's funeral that he realized he was a survivor of a mass shooting.
He was very jokey, and he would like literally moments before it happened, I had like, I don't know, I think I had got some from like the vending machine, and he was just like, why you ain't get me one? Like, and I'm just like, you know, he was very playful. He was the life of the overnight.
A memory he'll forever cherish. Whitaker's thoughts during the shooting.
And I was just like, God, please, like, just let me get out of this.
Is the same power he leans on after.
I know what he's done for me. Too many are dead and gone, but you're still sparing me.
We were also there when he visited the store for the first time.
This is what I needed
since the shooting happened.
Last time I saw this area, it was filled with police cars, ambulance, and I was just trying to survive. Definitely part of my healing process, just being back in the space.
He also released a song called November 22nd.
Dodging bullets was coming from left to right. Ducking tables just to stay out of sight.
It describes what he experienced.
Thinking to myself, what if he ain't miss?
When they said the names, what if I was on that list?
In Chesapeake, Maria Bray, 10 on Your Side.
There could never be a doubt in my mind that God exists.
And the images still haunt. There were many more stories to tell on this somber anniversary, and they're posted now on wavy.com. That's where you can also find the latest on this story a year later, as well as profiles of the victims.